do a quick record.
We're just gonna have to go on the new Shure mic on a stand and just hang out. Stand up and talk with each other like that.
On the mic stand. We could do that.
We should try that sometime. That'd be pretty funny.
Just stand up and with a microphone. I only have one microphone though.
I know, we both talk into that mic,
Oh, and just pass the mic back and forth.
Pass the mic or just hang out at the mic,
Well, it's how you can kind of assure that we don't talk over each other, I guess.
It's, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah.
The mic is
blah,
the
blah,
conversation piece, just like hanging out at the water cooler.
Yeah.
Typical Friday. Like, we're at the water cooler.
Shooting the breeze.
Yeah, shooting the bricks, it's just a typical Friday. You got to talk about, bullshit through your day and... and then you waste half the day talking and chit-chatting.
Maybe do a little venting, before the weekend. Get rid of your
angst.
your angst, your work frustrations at the water cooler,
God,
dude.
I tell you what. The new Rick guy, that guy is...
a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, he lost his family, but, that's still no excuse of what kind of person he is.
I steal that guy's lunch every day, dude.
I spit in that lunch.
You asshole. I eat that lunch.
Yeah, I've been spitting in it since he arrived. Like, I saw him one day. I'm like, fuck this guy.
He sucks, dude. How was your week? Did you have your work week? Was it highly frustrating? Do you feel like you needed many events at the water cooler?
It was breezy. Ever since I started this new job, man, it's just like... relief.
That's good.
What
kind of relief? What kind of stress were you going through before, if you want
to? Before it was just like everything was a million miles a minute, plus everybody you work with was a bunch of idiots, and you try to get through to them about like how to do things. This is the way that you should do things. This is.
So you're like training a little bit?
Yeah, I was always like I worked there for 5 years, so.
When
I got to a certain point, I was trying to help guide people do designs and all that, so you have to work with them, and it seemed like that was never ending. And then regardless of the things that you tell them and teach them and all that, you still get your work from them, the product from them the same way. And it's like, okay, well, why can't you follow this process that actually, helps tremendously with what we're trying to do? How can you can't listen to these tips I'm giving you?
It just doesn't resonate, dude.
Like, what's the deal?
Is it typically like younger people, or what's the deal? People don't have a good work ethic. People low attention spans, bad work ethic. I mean,
I think one of the things is a major thing was language translation. You go and try to teach these people, and if they're in a different language, it won't get through them because someone's still got to translate to them. Okay. So you're going through one person, this is steps, and then now they have to give it to that person. And plus, who knows?
You're probably telling them the wrong steps. You're like, hey, put this thing over here, and they're like, what you want to do with this thing is throw it across the room. And it's like, no, bueno.
They're either not getting through to them or, maybe the skill level wasn't there, maybe the passion wasn't there. But, I spent so much time learning what to do and seeing what needs to be done, learning this process, that process, learning this technical information, that technical information, teaching myself how to put everything together and then putting it through to the people. I think all that stuff, if they're just not on the same level as I am. So, So I get all those.
Well, you got to give them time, Jason. You can't just expect them to be a 5
years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's close to 5, dude.
I would, I work with them one part of the year, and then 6 months later, it's still the same thing. It's like, okay, where is the disconnection? The disconnection is that what we're trying to achieve is not possible for, the pay point. Like, you probably need people that are focused and are expert and that know the program and know the field, and then... obviously, if
just real general, like what kind of field is it? So it's
telecommunications design for permitting for telecommunications. So everything that went up for the mileage that went from one cell tower to the other cell tower, that was the stuff that I was dealing with at that time. And
well, after 3 years, it sounds like somebody should be fired.
Well, I quit, so.
Did you?
Yeah, I ended up quitting that place. So I was done.
The last one. Yes. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, that's what I was talking about. Is the
frustrations
frustrations from the previous job versus this one. It's dramatically changed, like a very, very different dynamic. And this dynamic that I'm working with now is definitely something that I've been looking forward to for the past like 10 years. Like I've been trying to achieve that sort of goal.
Yeah.
I jumped in my career, and I'm like, when I jumped
I've been trying to get laid for 10 years, dude, and I'm still trying to the journey continues.
It's a long, hopeless journey.
Yep.
No, the new job is fun. I'm learning how to actually spec out certain things, and I get to still have my technical fun. This whole week was all technical fun. I got put in a position where everything that was provided, there's still things that potentially need to update. So that's what I did this week is like check out some certain things that I could update from the previous project that could translate into the new project. And hopefully it's right, like I'm not out in the field yet, dealing with the little nuances, but from research and
all the other
understanding stuff
that you'd have to deal with out on the field.
But I'm going to be out in the field now. We just got approvals to move forward. I'll be on the field next week, and it'll be pretty fun.
Is it first time getting out on the field? I don't.
No, I've been always out. Back
okay.
And forth.
I got you.
It all depends what we're talking about.
Yeah, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Just talking about my work, man.
In the field.
Now in the field.
Are you a farmer?
I'm a farmer. I do my basement farming still.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Those plants, they desire nutrients. I was just researching something the other day because you can do hydroperoxide as a watering substitute for plants, and what hydroperoxide is it's very similar to hydrogen dioxide, which is water. So you could use that instead of using water, you could use hydrogen peroxide. And I was kind of looking up, what happens if you actually put carbonated water and in the soil opposed to, hydrogen
regular
peroxide versus water.
It seems like water would be the better way. I don't know. Hydrogen peroxide, there's still like chemicals in there. I mean,
well, you get a second. Wait, no, that's water. The water is you get two hydrogens and one oxygen. Yeah,
H2O.
Right. And I can't remember the molecular thing for the hydrogen peroxide, but you get a different combination of that.
H2O2,
the
bro.
Plants like it. The plants like it, and the thing is that I believe that the germs don't like it. So if you have an imbalance in your soil, you could do a reset in that manner. But the plants still like it because of the way that the oxygen is delivered. And as far as the carbonated water that goes in there, same thing. The carbons are displaced inside the soil in a different manner, and the plants like it. So I've been looking at that this week, and it looks like I could do it, and it's supposed to give the plants kind of a greener grow, but there's also downsides to it. Of course, there might be instances where the plants aren't getting necessarily the correct nutrients. So it's always a learning curve,
Yeah.
I'm at
well, actually, I don't know. I still don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Dude, I'm talking about it right now.
Sorry, man.
I'm talking about farming now, man.
Oh, the farmer.
Yeah, we're talking about farming now.
Farmer Jason over here.
Farming.
Yeah, I've been a little off. I was trying to think of topics. I didn't come up with anything. I got zero prepared, so I was just going to berate you the whole time, be like, well, dude, what do you want to talk about? I'd be like...
What do you want to talk about, man?
Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know. I didn't think of anything. I'd be like, well, it's all about the fucking guest, dude. Like, what's going on?
You get the guest in. You put them on the spotlight.
Yeah.
And you demand them to perform.
Yeah.
Where's the spotlight? Oh,
Yeah.
This is just a 2x4 right there.
Now tell me something interesting. Not like, these... People aren't going to listen to the hydrogen and the peroxide. They don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the people that want to hear that stuff are the people that are, like, growing, and they could either relate.
Other farmers.
Yeah, they could either relate, or they could be like, dude, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to bash him now.
Yeah, now I get comments on my YouTube that's like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
He's talking about. He's going to fuck up those plants. That's what's funny is oftentimes, you go on these growing pages where it's supposed to encourage and help people, and you get in there, you say the wrong thing, and next thing you know, you got 6 people saying like, "Dude, you don't know how to grow." It's like, dude, okay, well, I'm learning. That's why I'm here. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's one of the things with social media and everything, right? I think there's a tendency to pay attention more to a negativity bias. So
Yeah.
that's where I wanted to just berate you, just like you're here. I was going to be like, I don't know. I had all these things going through my head just before we sat down to record. But either way, man, it's been quite a week. No set topics, but
I definitely, if once you're ready to set some topics, I'll shoot a couple topics your way, and we could do some research, get into it,
yeah.
and then exchange.
Yeah, and that was one of the things, right? What was I going to say?
Because that's it too. Like there's a couple things I kind of think about and of how platforms are. They're a lot of times they are designed.
So what do you
planned out.
what do you primarily listen to while you're either working or
While I'm
throughout
working,
your day?
oh my God, this week has been all Christmas music back
Bullshit.
and forth until I get to turn it off.
Dude, I'd shoot myself.
I get to turn it off. And then I'll toss on like the Black Keys station, toss on like the Talking Head station, or I'll toss on Dire Straits station. And you usually get some pretty good jams. Last week was like the Rolling Stones station. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, but primarily music then.
Yeah, primary music. When we're working and all that, people tend to try to focus on their task and all that. But because it's a nice, comfortable atmosphere with a couple people in there, we do get chit-chatty and all that. Today was...
Go to the water cooler.
Yeah,
a few
basically
times.
hanging out at the water cooler. Like, oh, yeah, how was your day? Oh, I like your new espresso that you made. That was tasty.
Why, thank you.
Today was the Christmas holiday sweater / ugly sweater day for the crew. And, obviously, like, we didn't do that right. Even though we were enthusiastic about it, one of the goals of it should have been to, in a sense, put together our team, take some photos, and then relate those photos on our social medias for the company itself. We're enthusiastic, connecting, but we didn't get any photos before the first
No
gal
photo.
left.
I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I work by myself at home. I don't socialize with people. What are you talking? Christmas ugly sweater day, dude.
It sounds like you need like a lunchtime, like
Sounds like I need a life. I need to get laid. I need a life. I don't
you're
socialize.
a hermit right now. You don't know anything about these ugly sweaters and grow labs.
What's a
and-
water cooler, dude?
What are these things? What is this? Is this a koozie, a coaster? What is this, a glass? Oh, that's what that is.
Talk to people at a water cooler. What is that, dude?
You got your cat, and you got a picture of the cat.
The cat with a shotgun.
The cat is shotgun and a chainsaw. So he's ready to survive. He can.
Yeah.
He can survive an apocalypse of some sort. That's pretty funny, man.
Yeah. Well, that's not just a print. My sister got that at like a.
Somebody actually painted it.
Yeah, it's an actual
Yeah.
painting, original.
That's good.
It's really
That's
cool. It's one of my favorite gifts, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like my old cat. My
Oh, yeah.
late cat.
Yeah.
That is.
He was
passed.
always losing teeth and stuff.
He lost. That was a long time ago. But then he had some kidney issues, and
Yeah.
dude, I had. So I was like trying to pump him up with water, these saline bags, because he had kidney failure. So an important part of that is staying
Keep him
hydrated.
Yeah.
So I bought the water fountain because he likes running water and stuff like that. That did help. But I had to I got these, I still have some of the needles and actually one of the saline bags that I just threw out. But these needles, dude, it's not like a small little needle because water has to flow through it.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So like I had to pinch the back of its neck and then carefully like insert that needle because I was doing it by myself. I wasn't going to take this cat in every other day and be like, well, that's another $500 every day, poking this cat, filling them with saline. So when I would do that, it'd be like maybe half the bag or there'd be a certain amount. I forget whether it was third or like half the bag at one time. And this bag of saline was like, it's like this big. You folks can't see it, but like this big and like that round. I mean, it's a
So it was
lot
like
of
a gallon
liquid.
It was like a
Probably.
good gallon of liquid. No,
At least several liters. And then so I would stick pinch the neck, stick the needle in, and it would already be hooked up to the bag and all that. And dude, I would just let this water flow through the cat's neck, and it would disperse itself throughout. But initially, it's like this cat's walking around with this big lumpy water thing on the back of its neck. So every time it moved around, it's like a water bag, dude, at his neck.
So I imagine that you had to do some research to kind of figure out how to.
No, they just told me this is kind of how you do it. You gotta
kind of just fill the cat under his skin, and
you get the extra skin, so you're not like digging into the muscles of the neck or anything. There was a few times where
the liquid just disperses through its body through that.
Yeah, because water tries to stay level, so you keep it elevated, and then water's just dripping down into his neck, dude.
Now, I had kidney stones before, and when I had the initial issue, when I found out.
Hold on, I want to finish that, and then we'll get to the keep that thought though.
Okay.
Your kidney stones. Now we're gonna get into kidney stones.
This is just to add to it, but like
that's cool.
With the kidney stones, the main thing that relieved the pain of my initial problem was getting hydrated, getting a bunch of saline into my system, hydrating my system, and that relieved a lot of the.
Did you piss them out?
I pissed one of them out. I mean,
did it hurt like it? Dude, it's like being. I heard that's equivalent pain to like a female going through birth.
The pain was probably when the first kidney stone I noticed dislodging from the kidney, pretty much, and it just felt like crippling stomach pain, like something was wrong, and. I pretty much went to the hospital at like 5 a.m.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. No pun intended.
But I did see one of the stones. I captured one of the stones.
Did you keep it?
I got it.
No, it's in a little jar at home.
I was supposed to give it to the doctor. So now this is like
that's biological waste, bro. That's
no. I mean, they're supposed to analyze it to see like. If it's a kidney stone from this type of problem or if it's a kidney stone from that type of problem, they could determine that just by looking at the stone and testing it or whatever. But I never did that. I just I just moved on with my life. And now if I feel this issue where there might be a kidney stone, I honestly just go get a 2 liter of Coca-Cola with the high amounts of phosphorus acid and
hope it dissolves it out.
Dissolve it out. Like so, I'll have a 2 liter within the week. It's no problem. That stuff
I go rent a jackhammer from Home Depot, and I'm like, all right here.
What I do is I get a roller to just repetitively punch me in the kidneys until it dislodges.
There you
itself.
go. Yeah, that'll work. It's like the reverse Heimlich kind of. I don't know.
Just keep punching me right there. Eventually, it'll dislodge, and I might be peeing blood for a while, but whatever.
But I ain't getting it analyzed. Fuck that.
Analyzed. That's too much time. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. So the only good thing with the cat situation and the saline bag was, dude, they're like, this cat is at a stage of kidney failure where this is kind of, there's not much we can do. We're not going to do a kidney transplant. I'm not going to pay for a fucking kidney. As much as I love the cat, dude.
I'm sure
you can only do so much, and it's like that was the only option. So it got to a point where I was poking this cat's neck with this big-ass needle. I hated doing it, dude.
It can imagine, man.
And then at one point, he was fighting me to a point where he's like, basically like, no more. And it was in the bathroom, so it wasn't very much room to move around. But he just seemed very uncomfortable. He didn't want it anymore. And from then on, I'm like, I'm not putting this cat through this anymore.
Yeah.
And, but guaranteed it extended his life based off what they were telling me and like where he was at with the stage of. They tried to give me some food, and he was so picky with food.
Yeah.
So it's renal, supportive, kind of pate, canned food, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I tried that, and he was so picky, he didn't eat that. So with the water fountain, and then with him saying, no more, that's it. And I said, okay, that's it.
That's it, man.
But he still lived on for another several years. So
that's good. Yeah.
I think it was from when he was diagnosed, dude. It had to be at least 5 years, 6 years, or something like that.
Oh, okay. So
even longer, dude.
Maybe the treatment went in and did its thing to really help him out and help him be along his way. And
yeah, but then he just get old, dude, and then other things start. Well, yeah,
and teeth fall out, and nails, and
that
fingers and toes.
Yeah, what a good cat, though, man. I miss that cat.
Well, he's out there surviving from the image that I'm looking at right now. He's this little memorem.
I wrote a eulogy for the cat, dude, and I broke down. I never actually finished it. I'm gonna do a podcast about like cats, like the mind of an indoor cat, and then I wanted to I wanted to do something with like reading that and just getting it out there, expressing it into the atmosphere of the
Yeah.
world.
Put it out
And
there.
I think that'd be good. But I'm gonna fucking that's a podcast I'm gonna cry on, dude.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
be
you're gonna
like,
start crying, man.
I'm gonna fucking cry on that one, dude. It's so hard, so difficult. Cause
Yeah, he was your lone buddy.
he was
You
he was
didn't,
the
you didn't have a
best,
coworker.
man.
You had the black cat for a while. Now you have a brown cat.
Yeah, she's a little bitch. No, she's awesome.
That little picture though reminds me of a little picture I drew specifically for a white elephant gift for office party. I drew.
Now I might have to, just so people know what we're talking about, I'm gonna have to add this into the video editing part
Yeah.
of it. So you got to send me that picture.
send it, yeah.
Send me a picture of your kidney stone.
Hey, send you no picture of my kidney stone.
Send me a picture of the water
I have
cooler,
to
just so
freaking go
we.
find the thing. You know. I'll with this. I'll look up a couple pictures of like some precious gems, and then you'll be like, you know what? I want to put that on like a
This is an
necklace.
opal, dude. This
Yeah,
isn't
I
a.
wanna put that on a necklace. Can you put that in a ring for me? No. So the
Drill a hole through
picture
it.
the picture I drew is just a pen drawing of the Beetlejuice beetle. You know when they're playing charades, and then he's like, "Hey, look over there," and then you see a beetle sitting down with his legs crossed, or whatever.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, "How you doing?" That's the beetle. I drew a picture of that specifically for the white elephant gift, and I actually had it professionally framed by a friend, and I still owe this guy mad props that the masterpiece framing. He's got a couple locations now near Chicago. You know, he's got one in I think Evanston, and he's got one in.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he framed it, and I still owe him for that, man. It's been years since I've like talked to him, but he did an awesome job framing it. And
How much time did you spend doing
the drawing, just a couple evenings. I mean, that was a fun project. And then during the white elephant situation, the event, the whole time to my coworkers, I'm just like, you guys, you know, look at that right there. That's the one that you want right there. That's the gift that you want.
This is what you want.
And then my friend Rodrigo at work, he got it. He's got a couple of my pieces now, surprisingly.
How long ago was that?
This was like 4 years ago.
Oh,
3 years
I was wondering. I was going to ask you that, then to follow up if it was at your old place.
It was the
some
old- yeah, it was the
piece
old
of
place.
shit
He was my-
that couldn't follow directions.
Nope. He ended up being one of the bosses. He ended up being my boss for a while.
He was one of the good ones.
Yeah, he's the one that made
good
it.
guy.
He got hired on, a couple months after me, and then he worked his way up. He's the one that he was able to stick with the market while the market was in flux, and whatever, he kept it afloat. Then Ann came on, and him and Ann kicked butt on the market, and my fiance. But yeah, he's got a couple of my pieces. He's got this really awesome Chicago one. I'll send you a picture of that.
Huh?
Yep. I think it's called Let It Burn. It's just a silhouette of Chicago with all this energy and all that. It ended up being like one of my favorite pieces of the Chicago paintings I was doing. And then he somehow acquired this awesome bonsai that I did. Somehow.
The same dude?
Yeah, he got a couple of my pieces,
Yeah.
So he got lucky. The only other person that has that many pieces of mine is Chris Gibbowitz. He's got a whole bunch of my random pieces.
Well, I was gonna bring that up because I keep seeing that every so often circulating around Facebook, and I'm like, you need to do some new ones, dude. I like those.
It's hard.
It's
It's what's hard about it is again, jumping through and having hobbies, having things to do, taking care of the life. I don't necessarily have time that I devote to it.
Well,
and-
most farmers don't, dude. I mean,
Well, the
farmers are busy, dude.
The farmer, I really try to keep it where it's like water it, and then every couple months, take care of your task of cleaning up or whatever.
You know
But
what you need?
I need a farmer's hand.
You need a cow and a few chickens, dude.
No, I need labor that's not like just moving around, heavy.
Well, now it's a business.
I need people that will help trim and help me, tend to the plants, help me figure out, what's being chopped off help me decide what is that needs to, let's say, be trained so that the sun gets, not the sun, but the lights get to it.
Should we fire this up, dude?
That thing is the Frankenstein, man.
I say we fire it up, dude.
Oh man, that is a very intimidating light ski of the joint ski.
Shh. That ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
That's
and the plants
that's
that we're
the
talking.
Frankenstein. That ain't nothing. That is the Frankenstein, man.
Yeah. And the farming that we're talking about it's all tomato plants.
It's all green tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe the occasional carrot or like a watermelon or something.
No, it's a everyday maintenance thing where you gotta water it, but then you do have these tasks that take up time, and you have to have planning. You have to have you have to understand what you need to do with it. And I'm always dealing with freaking spider mites with those things, so I don't know if I have to
You know what you
burn
need?
it all down and start fresh, or
You know what you need?
What?
Blowtorch.
A blowtorch just burn it all down.
Yep. Just need a blowtorch, a flamethrower, perhaps. Just fucking start anew. Burn it down to the ground.
Well, a fun thing that happens though is
Just kidding.
I get
Yeah, let's fire this up, dude.
fired up, man.
You fire it up. You got that cool lighter.
I get ladybugs, and I just throw thousands of ladybugs inside the tent.
Yeah.
So that's always fun.
Actually, do you want to talk to the mic while I get another drink?
I mean,
Or should we just pause it
you
real
just
quick?
told me to light this thing. So
Yeah, I know. I want to
I'm in the
light
process
that
of
too.
lighting it.
All right, we're going to take a break. I'm going to refill my drink. We'll be back.
Yep.
I'm just going to hit record. All right, we're back. We're talking about animals and the smarts and the fact that elephants paint. The gestation period of an African elephant is apparently 600 days. I thought it was like 90 days. And then that went to elephants can paint. And I'm like, dude, pigs can paint too. Did you see a pig jumping around with a brush and paint some shit? And every once in a while, the person would come over and like change the orientation of
Help them out a little bit.
the canvas, and then it'd be like, all right, I got this.
Yeah.
It'd walk right up to it,
Whip
be
it
like,
out.
I want some yellows.
Yeah.
Let's fucking start splashing paint around like a little maniac. And then we started talking about the size of the elephant's brain. I am under the impression, and I think elephants' brains are super tiny, but they're super intelligent, right? So
I don't know the size of their brain.
right, but they're supposed to be super intelligent, right?
They're smart. Yeah, they're smart creatures.
So pigs are another animal that are supposed to be super smart, dude, super intelligent.
Dolphins.
They live like shit. And dolphins was the third one. You got it.
Dolphins are supposed to be the smartest fucking mammals.
The way that they communicate,
They built in through evolution a fucking sonar system.
right? They can communicate long distances under the water through the fucking sonar, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they're in the radar. They are the radar.
There's so many. Well, that's what I find funny. Here's one thing. So check this out. Fun fact. Not really a fact. It's just something I looked up on Google. But I was like, why the hell does my cat follow me every time I go to take a shit, dude? The cat seriously, like, follow. There's a few different reasons that it could be. But my cat goes into the bathroom and just, like, sometimes stands guard. Sometimes she just wants to be like petted and she just like walks around me and brushes
just
up
trying to
against
take a
me.
shit, dude.
I'm just trying to shit. But there's a new thing that she's doing and she's hiding in between the shower curtains. Right? And she just like hides. And so I looked this up on Google. Like, why the hell do cats follow you into the bathroom? And one of the things is like cats, that's a moment of vulnerability. So she's like, one, she's looking out for me. So she's like protecting me while I'm taking a shit, right? Another thing they said was that it could just be for attention. So they know like you're not going anywhere. Like that's their prime time, apparently, to get their attention, undivided attention.
You're just trying to shit, dude.
And then I was like, I don't know what the other thing was. I looked, why is it trying to hide? Why is it hiding behind the curtains, the shower curtains? And but cats are super fucking weird, dude. I don't know what it is, but every time I go to shit,
Have you ever put out the cucumber
fucking
for the
cat.
the cat to freak it out?
No, but I did draw with the blue tape a box.
The
Do you
box.
see that one?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And she did it. She was just like
Got in the
chilling
box.
right in the box. Like, they're so weird. But they're not like, dude.
You can
actually,
put
this
blue
goes
tape
out to
boxes down here.
everybody. I'm gonna make a post, and anybody that listens to it is most likely a Facebook friend. So I'm gonna put out a post. A friend is getting rid of a cat. It's like a year and a half. I want to take the cat in. Every time somebody's like, "Oh, do you want to adopt this cat? Do you want a cat?" I want to say yes, because
You could be Catman.
I know. But if I said yes every time, I would be Catman by now. I can't do
take
that,
in
dude.
a couple more pets in this place.
Dude.
There's dogs that need a good home. There's cats.
Well, and then I go to the fucking Thorntons earlier today, and the guy's like, "Dude, do you want like a bulldog?" And I go there all the time. That's my neighborhood. You know, I'm there like once a day or every other day.
You gotta get it as a puppy, dude.
And I'm like, dude, I wish I could take all the animals in. I know somebody that's getting rid of a cat, and I just have to be like, no. I have to be selfish. Like, no, I will not care for this cat or this cute little cat or dog.
We got ourselves a nice little pup.
What kind of pup is it? I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's Marley. He's
Oh, I know the name. You've had it for a while.
yeah. He's like a American Staffordshire Pit Bull or something like that. Ridgeback.
Good dog.
He's a good dog.
Well behaved for the most part. Yeah.
He's a bit wild. We need to get like a fence and let him run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's some of the differences with dogs, dude. But one of the reasons why I appreciate cats so much, and I think why cat people are super cat people, you know what I mean? As opposed to like, I mean, I like dogs too,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm more so, one, I grew up with them, but two, they're not like a dog where like they will just unconditionally give you their love and attention.
Dogs do that.
You have to earn that for a cat, dude. Like, you just don't automatically get their love and attention. They're like, you know, they fuck around, man. They're cats. And that's why I think they're a little bit smarter. But that's why I think that the people that own cats and are more considered cat people,
Yeah.
I think that's why they appreciate cats, because they're just, you got to earn their respect, dude. They're like the fucking mafia, dude. And then,
Well, we had a cat, and one day it left for, it was like the evening before 4th of July, and didn't come back.
oh, I remember that, dude. What was its name?
Thor.
Thor, if you're out there, Thor.
Thorberta Jones.
Thorberta, that's a weird name.
That's its full name.
Thorberta Jones. If send him, I want everybody to make a post. If you know where Thorberta Jones is, I want you to send a message on this podcast. We're gonna. Well, I hope the cat's doing all right. And
It's probably gone, dude.
fuck, man, that was a little while ago.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Fuck, dude. There's this little cat that was lost in the neighborhood named Oreo.
No. Little Oreo. Black and white cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How'd you guess?
I don't know, man.
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah, cats are very particular, though. They're unique in their personality. That old motherfucker, Mr. OG Mr. Kitty over there.
Mr. Kitty.
He was, he would like walk out. If anybody came over, he would be like, he'd be one to walk out and just be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Say, "Hey, like, pet me." You know, my other cat is more of, in its beginning years as a little kitten. I don't know how old it was. It was maybe,
It's years old now.
yeah, but maybe like 4 to 6 months or something like that. I mean, it was a pack litter of 4, and they were feral. And
Oh, wow.
so she has like a completely different personality than a lot of the cats that I grew up in. But it took years to earn that affection and, you know, that friendship, you know, and that trust.
Yeah.
Trust is a big thing, dude. And they remember that shit. Like when I went to Florida for a few months, like 6 months,
Yeah.
before I started the business and everything, and Jody was renting out the house. and I go to Florida, and I wanted to bring her with me, but when all my stuff was packed, everything was cleared. That was one of the last things I had to do. Like, okay, I'm leaving. I gotta crate this cat. She didn't want to be crated, so I'm running around the house. I'm trying to like grab her, and that's cats sense a threat in that. So that's like, you know what I mean? It's not.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't want it. She didn't know what was going on. Dude, she ran up the walls or whatever. Long story short, I had to cut it short, and I called my mom, and my sister was going to be watching the cats. I'm like, I can't take her. You know, she's going to, I have to leave her here. I can't get her in the crate. They came over and crated her. They're like, oh, she went in right away. I'm like, what the fuck? She was literally running up the wall, dude.
Yeah, that's one thing you gotta do, man. You gotta set up a playground for these cats, or for your cat.
Yeah.
Just start putting up like shelves on the wall that
The
she
wall
can
shelf.
access. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little heifer though, man. You need to anchor those things down.
Yeah, you always anchor that shit down.
Yeah, but it's not like I can't put just a floating shelf. I need a bracket underneath it that's going to hold a 30-pound cat, dude. She's a big bitch, dude.
You could get it, man.
No, she's not 30 pounds, but she's a big bitch. Now, what if I do all that work, and the reason I haven't is because, again, they're like, I might as well just put boxes with tape all over the floor and just be like, here's your playground. She'd be like, fuck, I got this box over here, I got this box. I put on
Do
floating.
high and low, though.
I put
Do
on
some boxes on the ground.
some boxes on the. I don't want to put them on the counter, dude.
And then you could put a whole bunch of small creatures for her to pounce on.
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd mess with her by setting up your little characters randomly throughout the house. Move them around.
Yeah.
That's what parents do to kids with the elf on the shelf.
Jeez, that's a lot of elf on the shelf. You do that shit?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. You're a part of the fucking cult, dude. You're like, here. Let's name
Because there's a child.
Well, understandably, but it's still a cult. So let's name some cults, okay? These are,
Cults.
I would call these, we'll call them, what would you call them? Like social cults.
Social cuts.
All right, one of them, Elf on the Shelf. I'll name one more, and then you got to give me one.
Trump followers.
Well, I mean, it could be, I guess. The hardcore Trump gang. I was trying to not make it political, dude. You just fucking ruined the podcast.
It's also personable.
You just fucking ruined the podcast, dude. Taylor Swift is a cult.
It's definitely a cult. Tesla drivers.
It's just a good car, dude. Come
Okay,
on,
Jeep drivers then.
Jeep drivers are a cult. Yeah. It's all about, dude. They're like motorcyclists. I think they wave to each other when they're on the road. Jeep, you see a Jeep, you better wave.
I saw a Renegade at a stop sign earlier after work. I just went, dude. We were both on.
You have a Jeep?
Yeah, I drive a Renegade, Jeep Renegade.
You son of
It's
a
black
bitch.
Jeep Renegade.
You're a
It's a
fucking.
very nice, effective purchase.
You're a disrespectful Jeep
Why?
owner, dude.
Because
you
it's a
don't.
Renegade?
No, because you don't acknowledge other Jeep owners, dude.
Oh, it's not a thing with Jeep Renegades.
Oh, they're.
It's only like the Jeep Wrangler is the thing.
Really?
And then there's the
special-
Volkswagen Beetle clan. You know, there's definitely a clan for those people.
Yeah. Okay.
Boaters.
What about boaters? Well, that's not a cult. That's just fun, dude.
It's just good, honest fun.
That's just good, honest water fun.
Water and fun.
Let's see
Yep.
what else.
That was pretty funny though, because we're both rolling to our stop, past the fucking stop sign. We're both wanting to get home, whatever, probably.
Yeah.
Both same time. I'm like, all right, I'm just going.
Fucking take off. So what you gotta do?
Renegade versus Renegade. No, it's Black Renegade too. Black Renegade versus the Black Renegade. Let's see who goes first.
Why they gotta be black, man? No, just kidding.
They were Black Renegades.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, I'm going factual, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty dark outside too,
Uh-oh.
because you know we're in fucking like almost into the winter solstice.
Yeah. 4 o'clock, dude.
It's just dark.
If you're out past 4, you don't want to run into any vampires. I'll
Nope.
tell you that.
The office gets dark too, surprisingly. We got these lights, and it's just like, once it gets dark, it's like, geez, man, it's dark in here now. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like, noticeably, there's light. But you could feel that darkness coming from outside.
Yeah, you don't have the natural.
We're at a north-facing window. So, the afternoon light is, the afternoon light is diminished.
I don't know. I was turning down my mic a little bit because I keep getting these red
I was
bars.
getting peaks, I guess. Yeah.
I'm peeking the mic, bro.
The our house where I'm living right now, that faces south, so that's pretty badass. And there's a lot.
No.
What?
What?
There's a lot that's.
I'm like, no.
There's a
because
lot
I would have to agree or disagree with you and saying these windows that I have, they're facing west, so I get the sunset every fucking day. Dude, when the moon comes around and those big angular windows.
We get the entire
Yeah.
angle.
You got a lot of windows open?
The south facing is windows, but they're just normal house windows. We utilize it. It's just that yard is good if like a greenhouse were to go in the yard that's next to the driveway.
Yeah.
Or if you use that yard for growing in particular.
Yeah.
I kind of want to patch it out with freaking pumpkins. Do a bunch of pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
I can sell those things.
Yeah, but dude, what are you gonna make 6 of them and make $25?
Just do the whole yard pumpkins.
I guess so. I mean,
The entire yard, man.
I guess you could.
There's a creepy
If
show.
that's what you want to grow into,
Yeah,
and get into.
farming.
I'm just
Farming, dude.
I'm a pumpkin farmer.
Any type of. I was thinking about trees too. Start planting trees through there to start them up, get them young.
That's good. As long as they're not, it can't grow like a palm tree.
I was thinking to try to grow as many trees that you can find on Minecraft. Like the birch,
but that's not real.
acacia. Those are real trees, though.
Yeah.
It just depends on the zone where they can handle it.
Yeah.
But
You're talking about growing them in Minecraft, or am I misunderstanding?
now I'm just talking about growing them in the yard.
Oh. Well,
You utilize that yard because it faces the south, the
Right.
entire angle.
right, you get sunlight all the time, but not for every plant and stuff. Plants are like cats; they're very particular.
Yeah, they need
know?
something or they don't need something.
Partial light,
Yep, soft light, indirect light,
half the day shade,
bright light.
bright light. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. So, do you want a pit bull? Do you want a cat, dude?
No, we can't take another pet right now.
The cats, you know what fucking kills me is this cat is like a year and a half old, so it's still, I don't know, maybe to the point of maybe 2 years would be a full-grown cat, or whatever. But
full-grown
adult
cat, yeah.
But to me, it's like still young enough, and being that my cat is so feral, dude, I don't even give a fuck if people probably aren't interested in this, but I don't give a fuck. Listen or don't listen. But my cat, she's so like feral. She's got a different temperament. She doesn't she's not open to new things. I don't know how she would react. I was watching somebody else's cat. It was an older cat, and like they did not get along. So my thought process is, and it was a female. 2 females, cats, no bueno. Like they're like males perhaps, and they get very territorial.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And it's like, so the best case scenario, she's a female, so a male kitten and maybe some of her motherly adult motherly instincts would come into play, and she'd warm up to it more easily than a full-grown cat where it's just, that's the only thing I don't want, dude, walking around the house. I'm just trying to feed the cat, and they're both fucking...
Always hearing commotion. Always hearing crazy commotion.
Always hearing
commotion.
like I want them to play. I want her to have a friend. I want her to play. She's not an outdoor cat.
Ricky's house had a couple cats growing up and shit.
On the outside, just
One
roaming
was
the
an
neighborhood.
outside cat, and then a couple were inside.
You know what I found out recently? Because I'm like, I've had cats in my house for probably as long as I can remember. And then occasionally Rogan would talk about like toxoplasmosis. But I looked it up, dude. That's only for indoor outdoor cats. So toxoplasmosis is a parasite
Aye.
that cats get from feeding on wild like rodents or
Oh yeah, that's
birds.
bad. Wow.
So it's a parasite, and then that can be spread for like up to 2 weeks. But supposedly, if you have it as a human being, but this is strictly an indoor cat.
Yeah.
So my cats have not been exposed to that outdoor parasite
Yeah.
element from rodents and wildlife. Because they're predators, dude. Cats are fucking predators.
And you don't got
dude.
like a mouse problem here?
No.
Yeah, we got mice.
So I was always worried, like people with, so human beings with toxoplasmosis are said to be a little bit more, I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but motorcycles, remember that word.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles. But people, human beings with toxoplasmosis tend to be a little bit more impulsive.
Yikes.
And there's like a few other things that I can't think of, but they did a study with people that have gotten into motorcycle accidents. There's a higher risk taking, more impulsive, higher risk taking
When they have that?
when they have it,
It's crazy.
right? And I don't know how it really affects
there
you.
is a
but
percentage of like motorcycle accidents that are linked to that.
that have been toxoplasmosis positive.
Yeah, yeah.
And you figure they're like, it's like I bet you Evil Knievel had toxoplasmosis, bro. He was a wild motherfucker.
Wow.
If there's anybody that had toxo, it's him.
Toxo.
Toxo. But yeah, I just learned that the other day. I looked it up on Google and I was like, well, I guess I don't have toxoplasmosis, or there's a lot less chance because I'm not exposed to that indoor-outdoor cat.
Less risk.
Yeah. Dude, like there will be like in the wild, right? There's mice. So in a high density mouse cat outdoor like population, I want to say, and you could fact check me later or now or whatever, but I want to say there's mice. If the mice have toxoplasmosis, they want to be next to the cat and they're like fearless to the cat,
Oh,
even
interesting.
though the cat is a predator.
Interesting.
So it's some sort of like
Yeah, there's a correlation.
yeah. There's like a external fucking.
You should see if there's any lab tests that they do with that with mice and
They have been. I'm sure. I'm sure. You ever see any of those videos with the praying mantis that battle like birds and shit?
dude, they're wicked. Eat like straight up lizards.
Right?
Bite its face off. It's crazy.
Yeah, praying mantises are
I put out
manti.
I put out some manti at the beginning of this year.
Is that what it is? Manti?
That's what I call it.
Yeah, I know Tony's done
It
that
might
too.
be mantises. I don't know. I'll go with
Mantises.
manti, just because I like the way that manti.
Yeah,
It's just
I
a
agree with
quick
you.
and simple.
That's manti, dude.
The
Not-
manti are out.
Not to be confused with manatee.
I might do it this year again. You
Yeah.
know, put out some manti.
Yeah. Do you feel that it might help for the pumpkins, bro?
It's supposed to help with some
Insects.
Yeah, parasitic insects, but they don't. The bugs, the manti don't travel too far from essentially where they're placed.
Yeah.
They'll go, they'll locate a little bit, but they won't. Like if they're on a tree or
You could be contributing to like killing little birds though, dude.
maybe.
Like they learn kung fu super fucking quick, dude. Those little manti, dude.
Yeah, they're young little whippersnappers.
What about the shrimp mantis, bro?
The shrimp, he's pretty,
They're predators under the sea, right? They're little fucking predators.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
They'll eat
forgot.
the fuck out of a fish. They punch, ultrasonic punches, dude,
Yeah.
underwater. Boom.
Yeah, dude.
There's not that many creatures that can produce that type of shockwave.
Under the sea.
I just watched this video of a crab molting, and that was crazy.
What's molting?
it removes its shell. It gets itself out of the shell, and
Sheds anew.
they have a certain skin membrane that hardens in a couple days back to the shell.
Crabs, like a regular crab
Yeah,
with
like a little bastard crab.
Really?
You know?
They shed like lizards and shit?
Yeah, they
And snakes and shit?
yeah. They swell.
So what's crabs plural? Is that, well, that would be crabs. Or is it
Crabes.
crab-eye?
Crab-eye. Young Babai the crab-eye.
Yeah, dude, animals are weird. I wanted to do some shrooms and watch Our Planet on Netflix.
Yeah.
Number 2, because that's when I watched the first one. I did a podcast the day after it. I was like, I felt so connected to life, dude. I saw patterns. And like there was at one point where there was a Siberian tiger, dude. This thing is fucking majestic, bro. And my cat, like I had it on the big screen in
Yeah.
the living room.
The cat was
And the
upset.
projector. No, it was just like looking at it, like in awe. And the thing is, dude, such amazing,
Yep,
high
glory.
quality footage, dude. So, and just like they're endangered. The Siberian tiger. Here, I'm going to search it. Is the Siberian tiger an endangered species?
The Siberian tiger is classified as endangered and is extinct in North Korea, South Korea, and Mongolia, where it once existed. This
Damn,
answer is
dude.
from worldatlas.com.
That thing definitely picked up that sound really well, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty hot.
Yeah. And it was just on the, holding it away
Yep.
from the mic.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
You are, you know what? I'm going to do a podcast with Siri next
Yeah,
time.
you can.
Yeah, she's
for it.
she's one sexy bitch. She's sexy sounding, other than being like robot sounding. How long do you think before we get humanoid robots helping us out with our everyday
Everyday work.
household tasks? Like
2080.
2000, really?
2080.
So you think almost another 50 plus years,
Yeah, about
57
50
years, dude.
Solid 50. Solid. They have to be solid years. If they're not solid, we're not going to meet that goal.
57 solid years or around 50 solid?
Solid years, man.
Either way, like, doesn't
No, I'm
matter the
talking-
number, just solid years, bro.
Yeah. It's it's local.
Local. Got to keep it local.
It's like local.
Yeah. I know the Siberian tigers aren't local.
Nope.
It's endangered. So that was, and then I was like, I was waiting because they've had Our Planet Part 2, the second series. I don't even know if it's 4 to 6. Maybe it's even,
Yeah.
I think last time it was like 4 episodes, but they're like hour long. So it's good 4 hours. But I was like, holy shit.
What is that? Is that like National Geographic?
I think it is. Our Planet.
I got like Disney Plus. I got Hulu. I got Netflix. I got Prime. And YouTube.
Yeah.
Not paid YouTube, just regular YouTube.
I have Sling and Netflix, and I was like, I'm being a cheap ass bastard because I gotta save costs.
Yeah.
And then that day I was downgrading all my services. I got like basically $6,000 check, and I was like,
wanna do
holy
that.
shit, this is good.
I want to do that.
Granted, I had to buy materials and everything, but so there's like thousands coming in. There's a few thousand going out. I'm like shuffling thousands, which is kind of crazy. It sucks seeing it go out, but it is required for me to get that money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna be a shyster to a customer. Be like, I got your money. What you got, dude? Ow. I ain't doing your work. I ain't doing your work no more. But yeah, I was talking about the shrooms, and then what was I getting at with the work?
You're getting at something.
I think it was just shrooms. I don't know.
The shrooms in National Geographic, or did you
Yeah,
find
National
yourself? Did you find yourself in the yard, like waking up in the yard from coming down from the shrooms?
No.
You didn't trip out, fall out in the.
No, and it wasn't. I don't go crazy with them, man, because like that's pretty wild, and honestly, they make me nervous. It's not something that I do regularly, or it's not something that I do often at all.
We got a nice like back deck that you could just hang out at, you know.
Yeah.
just feel
Being outdoors
the
is-
nature, feel it.
Yeah, but when I do, even though it's not like a large amount, ever, even like the smallest amount, honestly, it almost feels like a mental reset.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I have anxiety. I'm thinking about thousands going out, thousands coming, not really in.
It's actually,
but
its purpose is with that, is to help reset your chemicals so that anxieties like that can lessen.
yeah. I
That's
would
one of the
I
reasons
would
why they-
sign myself up for a fucking some research on that shit.
Did you know there's a theory that...
But there's sorry to interrupt you, but there's like people that it could really, really fucking
Oh,
help.
yeah, it helps. Yeah,
They need
yeah.
it. They are better subjects than me. Be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I just feel like a little anxious sometimes when I go to the grocery
every
store.
person can probably use from like mushroom therapy. Every person that's like on the edge on something, edge of some sort of breakdown, they could use it.
Well, not even. You don't even have to be on the edge of a breakdown. But dude, all these SSRIs, I think, it makes your symptoms worse half the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well, we got to find the right one, and all this big pharma. Let's
a lot of the times if you take that type of medicine, they're formulas from chemicals. When you're dealing with like mushrooms, that's a naturally occurring thing that we've adopted from millions of years of evolution and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you
so-
heard any theories? Oh, go
So
ahead.
yeah, there's a theory out there that our human intelligence actually sparked from psychedelics like that, because it
That's the
essentially
stoned ape theory, I think.
it goes into your brain and it connects pathways that aren't usually connected. So the theory is that back in the day they would use this as a consumed item, and probably for spiritual indulgence, that sort of thing. But
Maybe as it evolved, but initially, if
yeah,
it
maybe
is-
initially,
if it is
maybe
the,
initially
the
it started off with something else and then it
no,
evolved.
that just like what you said, connect some different, made some different connections
Yeah,
that normally
that's-
don't
that's
happen
where
in
the theory-
nature.
that's where the
And then
theory
as
is.
it evolved, it's like, no, we get this is like a sacred fucking, almost like religious, dude. Maybe that's how religion. You know what? The Amanita muscara, dude.
Part of
red and
part of-
white.
there are
Santa
part of-
Claus. Santa Claus. Look up old pictures of Christmas cards, dude, and you'll find little elves around a mushroom. These are like the clockwork elves,
Magical.
dude, around these little red and with white dots. So everything is red and white themes. But
Those are the shrooms.
that's where it said Christmas has come from, dude. And that's a different book. That's not the stoned ape theory. It's I'd have to look it up, but fuck, man, it's so crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna pull one of these cards, dude. I got a few cards here with different questions on it, and you got to give me a number, and then I will guess whether it's over, under, or you guessed the right year. So I don't like this one. Let's see.
How long?
Here,
is,
no. Oh,
How long is the Brooklyn Bridge in New York in feet? Oh, wait.
the Brooklyn Bridge. It's many, 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 many cars. I'm gonna say 200 feet. It would be too much. Each car is about 16 to 18 feet. I would say it could fit maybe 50. I'm gonna say 1,350 feet.
1,350 feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go higher. 1,594.
Oh,
I was
there
actually
you
kind
go.
of thinking 1,600, but that was just a random number where.
you got it right though. All right, this is for you, and this is along the lines of we're talking about cats earlier. So, how many taste buds are on a cat's tongue?
Wow.
The sandpaper of a tongue.
Thousands.
Well, you got to give me a number. So,
How
like,
about
is that
2,964.
2,000? That's a tough one, dude, because I think it's up there. But I'm gonna say that it's under. Yeah, 473.
That's way under. Yeah,
That's way under.
you got it.
Woo! So we're both right. We're tied up.
Tied up.
Dude, this is one thing that I thought of when I was thinking about the cats. Right? So like, I would never, ever, ever.
I would not know
well-
how many taste buds the cat has. I never researched that.
Yeah, but I was gonna go a little darker than that. So if my cat died, right, I would never eat it, dude. If I were dead in my house,
That cat would eat you.
within 24 hours. Your face is gone, dude, and that cat's like, I'm hungry. You know,
That's pretty funny.
that is fucking crazy. Go ahead with you. Got one more?
I could do another one. How long does it take light to travel from the moon to the Earth? From the moon to the Earth.
Well, there's a reflection study. How long does it from the moon to the Earth? So that's one way. I know they've done like a boom, boom, try to bounce it back. Fuck. How long does it take for light to get from the moon to the Earth? I'm going to say 2.3 seconds.
2.3 seconds. I'm going to say less than that. Let's see who that is. 1.2 seconds.
You are correct. We need a winner out of this. We got to keep going.
I was thinking it was under a minute. So I would have been wrong.
Absolutely under a minute.
No, it's a minute. Oh wait, that's absolutely a minute.
What?
Sorry.
Wait, what is
I
it?
was thinking under a second. It's 1.2 seconds.
Oh, okay. Right.
I was thinking under a second. That's how long it would take.
I get
Not
you, I
under
get
a
you.
minute.
You threw me off there.
But I was wrong. I would have been wrong on that too. I would have said seconds, and then I would probably said 60 seconds.
Yeah,
That's what I was
light
thinking.
travels pretty quick. I was trying to think of the distance.
The
because
distance, it's
it's
not
1,000 feet per second, I believe, is like light speed.
Thousands of feet a second. What the fuck?
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
that's right. It's like 100,000 feet per second or some shit.
It's very fucking fast.
very fucking fast. All right, so you got 2 correct. I got 1 correct. Here's an odd one. What percentage of humans are born with an extra rib?
An extra rib. Shit,
Um,
man. 2%?
That's an anomaly.
2%?
Even 2%. I'm gonna say it's.
Man.
I can't imagine it would be more than that. So I'm gonna say under 2%. Wow, I am incorrect. 5%
5%.
of
Wow.
people are born with an extra rib. How about that?
So who gets that card?
Well, I don't know. You kind of won because you got 2 right and I got 1 right.
You got 3 cards. I got 3. Well,
I
just
got a
the
whole
4th
stack of cards
one.
here.
I got these over here. Yeah.
All right, you want to do one more and then
Let's do one
wrap
more,
it up
yeah.
or
This
take
is
a
pretty
break or
cool.
whatever?
How many rooms are in the White House? That's a pretty good one.
I'm going to say rooms in the White House. I'm going to say 175.
I think I'm gonna say more than that.
You're probably correct.
Oh, I was wrong. 167.
Woo! I was close.
That's
The whole
I'm
thing with this
surprised.
game is if you say it's over, under, or like spot on. You say spot on if you
spot
think they
on.
got the exact answer.
wow.
And
That
then
is that's a percentage of chance that you would get that spot on unless you really know these facts.
that is true.
But this seems like there's a lot of wits going on in this game. You just gotta know the right answer over the next guy, over your
Yeah.
opponent.
Here, I like this because it deals with space and shit, kind of. What is the average distance from the surface to the center of the Earth in miles?
Holy shit.
Surface to center, bro. Earth.
God, I don't even know how many fucking miles are in there.
Hurry up, I gotta pee.
What's the question again?
What is the average distance from the surface to the center of the Earth? So like not mountains, we're talking sea level.
395,000.
Whoa. 3,959.
Jesus. Where are you going now?
I gotta pause this real quick. All right, and we're
Wow.
back. We're back. So yeah, what you got, bro? we'll probably just maybe go through a few more fun facts and call it an evening, call it a pod. Thank you for doing this. I think this is your second time that you have showed
It's
up,
like
and
the
I
third
really.
time we've been here. I
Is it
think.
the third one?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if one of them. I don't think the first one was really published, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
That's
like,
up to you, man.
well, yeah, I guess. Dude, I recorded one. I recorded 22 minutes last weekend, and I listened back to it. Sometimes I'll just like put it on finalization because that goes. I have to go through a process. I have to get the artwork. I gotta fucking do this, do that. I'm like, you know what? I don't feel too comfortable with this one. Let me listen to it first, and if it's worth editing and posting, I listen to it. I'm like, this is garbage, dude. I didn't fucking put it out.
No, man.
I'm like, this is garbage. Not that it was a waste, but I don't do it as frequently as I was. So it just, takes a little bit more. I got to get back into it, dude. Make it a routine.
So you'll go in there and edit out every time I speak. So it's just
So it's just me talking to myself. No, I like to edit out my ums. I say too much.
I never noticed that.
I think because I've gone off on a rant about Toxo and a few other things. All right, what do you got? You got a question, bro?
I don't think mine are that interesting like that, but I got one right here.
One question.
What was the average price of a gallon of gasoline in the U.S. in 1981?
I was 1 year old. I'm gonna say my first answer would be 73 cents, but I'm gonna say 68 cents for a gallon of gas in 1981, bro.
Average.
Yeah, well, I'll go with 68 cents, bro.
I'll go with higher.
It's lower.
Where are we at? Number 2. It's $1.19.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit. When I started driving, Thornton's had gas for 99 cents a gallon, dude.
What was your answer before?
I said 60. I said 70 initially. I wanted to say
I was thinking
73.
like 89 cents if it's under $1, but I didn't know.
That's bullshit,
It was
dude.
$1.19. That's the average gallon of gasoline in the U.S. in 1981.
Because it was $1.50 in California, and it was 70 cents in Texas. And that gives
Nice
you the
average.
average is
Nice
about
average, yep.
119.
Yep.
All right, I got one question.
I got one question for you.
It deals with coffee. How many milligrams of caffeine are there in 1 cup of regular coffee, Mr. Coffee Man?
112.
112 milligrams of caffeine, you say?
Yeah, 112.
112?
112.
Man, I don't know. You know your coffee. Dude, if I say spot on and you're right,
That'd be
I win the game.
That'd be epic.
I'm going to say spot on. I'm going to say you're
All
correct
right.
because you know some coffee. God, I hope you're right. Close, man. 95.
95. That's pretty close.
95.
Yeah.
God damn it.
112. Nope, 95.
Yeah.
That's the average cup of coffee? Because
Yeah.
certain coffees have more or less, depending on what it is. And it also
Well,
depends
it just
on...
says in 1 cup of regular coffee, so.
Is it regular...
Oh,
is
geez,
it
it's like-
decaf regular? Is
no,
it regular
it's
light
French roast, bro.
French roast, that's...
No, it doesn't say.
If that's French roast, then my answer will be more accurate because a French roast is going to have less caffeine from being roasted a little bit longer than, let's say, a light roast or a
I
medium
thought the
roast.
darker roast, like espressos, is a dark roast, right? A French roast, espresso. That's all dark roast.
Those
I
are
thought
dark
those
roasts.
are higher caffeine, though.
Where you might be getting higher caffeine is you're brewing a more concentrated, compacted coffee. So you have more grinds per cubic foot or cubic inch. But when you're dealing with let's say, a regular cup of coffee of a light roast, you're just scooping a light scoop of coffee in it. You're not compressing it.
Right,
But
but
then
maybe
again-
that has to deal with the roasting process, because I was a roaster. At one
the
point,
more you roast
I
it, the
have
more-
roasted coffee beans, industrial, roasted, 80 pounds at a time,
I
dude.
believe you. The longer you roast something for the darker roast of it,
Right.
the more caffeine you lose. It burns
I
it
would
off.
say the more I say it's higher, like you said, higher concentrate. So what you're boiling off or like burning off or whatever
You're burning it off, yeah.
is the moisture, the water content. I don't know if it's the caffeine.
You're making a
dude.
chemical change, though.
Right.
You're going to be making a chemical change on that.
So when people say they go into a coffee shop and they're like 1 shot of espresso, is that not a higher caffeine?
It's
Espresso
I
is a
don't
dark roast,
you know,
dude.
I actually don't know that much information of a espresso. That's what I'm assuming based on how you prepare espresso. But then again, with
Answer
an
me
espresso,
this, coffee man. Is it espresso?
espresso.
Right. Is espresso typically a higher caffeine volume? Caffeine per volume?
In the grinds themselves, it's going to be a lower.
No, that is not my question. When you order something, so as opposed if you ordered 1 regular shot of a regular roast coffee, we'll call it a Colombian, or 1 shot of an espresso, or am I completely wrong? Am I mistaken? Right? Espresso, is that not a higher caffeine content? Because people are like, give me a double shot of espresso, and they're fucking bouncing off the walls.
A double
like,
shot you're doing now, doubling.
Well, I know, but if you're like, hey, give me 1 shot of espresso to the newbie, you got to work up to the double.
I think it gives you good enough juice.
That's not the fucking
I know.
question.
I'm not gonna know the answer. I would imagine that you're pressing coffee in there, so you probably maybe concentrate how many caffeines you could get.
How about we go? Sorry to interrupt you, but how about we go to
Siri.
the professional?
Yeah, why don't you ask Siri, huh?
Does an espresso coffee have a higher caffeine volume than a Colombian?
Although espresso has more caffeine per volume than regular coffee, it usually contains less per serving, since espresso servings tend to be small. This is from healthline.com.
Ask
So
her.
espresso has more caffeine per.
Ask
I
her
got rid of it.
if the roast itself. Ask her if a light roast has more caffeine than a medium roast.
Does what?
Does a light roast have more caffeine than a medium roast?
Does a light roast have more caffeine than a medium roast coffee?
In fact, darker roasts generally have slightly less caffeine than their lighter counterparts. Medium roasts tend to fall somewhere in the middle. This answer is from healthline.com.
So, you are technically correct. All right, I have to get rid of this here, but so in fact, darker roasts generally have slightly less caffeine. So I think you are correct. That's ultimately
That's
what
only
got us
slightly too.
slightly. But
So
my
112
whole thing
is
is like
probably
I
still high.
thought that it was higher caffeine because it's like, give me a smaller amount and
You
That's
concentrate
tricky.
it through it. You press grinds.
so it's through the brewing process.
the brewing
that you-
process itself.
So maybe you're using more bean to get a higher concentrate of just
perhaps.
caffeine
And
in a
then-
smaller amount.
And I believe with espresso, you do have a higher heat when you brew through it, so that releases more, caffeine, more flavors, more oils, and all that.
It's like the little terpenes, the little
Yeah.
caffeine terpenes.
That's why if you check out your coffee maker, it probably has a bold function to it, and with the bold function, it just heats up the bean water more.
You know
before it
what?
juices it out.
I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about right
Talking
now.
about coffee.
I don't give a shit.
We're supposed
I
to be
drink
wrapping up some facts here. Getting
Well,
to the
that was a
facts.
tangent because I was curious about caffeine, and I was like, "Coffee man, I put you to the test," and I disagreed with you. I'm like,
I disagree with you, my friend.
"Yeah, I have to respectfully disagree." You know what? Not even respectfully. Get over here.
Disrespectfully.
I just have you ever said that to somebody? I'm sorry, but you are incorrect, sir. I disrespectfully disagree. Do that
It's just
next time.
words.
He'll be like, whoa, easy,
Whoa.
dude.
They would know.
Easy, dude. We got fancy Christmas sweaters on. This is supposed to be a good, fun time.
I'm leaving the water cooler now.
This water cooler has no place for me.
It's cursed.
Fucking.
Cursed, I tell you.
Why do I get in arguments every time I want a glass of water? Why? Why?
The confusion is grand over there.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Do you have one guy in the office, guy or gal, where every time they meet at the water cooler and try to talk to somebody, like they just start arguing? It's like, it's the confrontational water cooler
That's the
conversation.
child.
Yeah,
That's the
that would
child
be
of the house.
hilarious, dude.
That's a good skit. That is.
Right?
You get to the water cooler and you're just having a pleasant day. And then you just get an arguing person.
You're just trying to finish out the week. Make it small talk.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, and they're like, "Fuck, people are oppressed on Fridays more so than any other day." I'd be like, whoa, I'm just trying to finish out the week here, buddy. I don't need no fucking.
We only got an hour and a half left of work here.
Yeah, I'm just thirsty.
I'm just thirsty.
Just need a cup of water. You start talking about coffee beans, like, did you know espresso has less caffeine than a typical light
No, it
roast?
doesn't.
I'd be like, no, it doesn't.
No,
It's
it doesn't.
Well, typically it's higher concentrated in smaller amounts, but no, I think you were right on that. So I give you props. I have to. Hey, if I find out I'm wrong, I am more than happy
We're gonna have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I say that to the people at work a lot.
Are you
'Cause
still?
they're always discussing like things.
Yeah.
Get this done, that done, that sort of thing. You know, office, business, business.
Right. As it should be.
And
You
then-
guys are getting on the clock, dude. You're getting paid.
And then I stop and I walk over and I say, we're gonna figure this one out. And then I walk
Did you know?
back to my desk.
You're like, have you seen the videos of that pig painting? It's amazing. Do you know that? You were talking about the elephant paintings?
Elephant painting.
Yeah, the painting, the
Oh,
elephant
the
painting. I
elephant
think
being
that.
able to paint, yeah.
Yeah, I think the elephant actually painted itself. It
Wow.
painted another elephant. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck is that, dude? That's like me doing a self-portrait, dude. I mean, it's stick figure like.
Yeah.
It's just an outline. It's like, hey, he drew himself.
They try to draw their own representation of themselves.
How narcissistic are those fucking elephants, dude?
They're not sentient enough.
No, but that's skilled, dude. Us as humans, we're such dumb monkeys. We're like, oh, look at how cool it is. It drew a picture of itself. But it is really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we produce the paint. We give the elephant a brush and a canvas, and it draws itself, dude. What the fuck? You okay?
It's stoned now, dude.
Whoa! Stoned off coffee beans.
Heavy beans.
That's what she said. What are you doing?
I'm out of here. That's it for me.
He's taking off the headphones. Oh, shit. Excuse me.
Too many beans.
Too many beans. You need a lot of beans for just one cup of coffee, dude. You need to ground a lot of beans. You can't just have one bean. That'd be the shittiest cup of coffee you've ever had.
Yeah, you need lots of beans. Hundreds of beans.
Not for one cup.
I don't know. I haven't quantified them. This card game has probably quantified those beans like that. Somewhere in that deck.
Possibly.
And they want us to challenge each other in determining what is the actual quantification.
I don't know.
You could have the upper hand on this game, I hope you know. You just read the cards one day. And then
Oh, I know, but I don't cheat. I
just
like the element of surprise as well. It's like what fun it so check this out. Nothing if something isn't real, right? It's like not fun. It's not true. You're like that's fake. That's fucking bullshit. You know, if like I were to cheat, what fun is that in cheating? Where it's like, yeah, I'm the man. No, but I know in my brain I fucking cheated. So
So what happens when you find out there's no spoon?
I'm only cheating myself. No spoon.
Yeah, what happens when you find out there is no spoon?
What do you mean?
When you have to bend the spoon
Bend the spoon for what?
with your mind.
I don't know how to do that, dude.
And then later you just find out there is no spoon. You're like, what?
Oh, you're
what
getting
the-
all philosophical here. I was
It's
talking
not the
literal.
Matrix.
I was talking literal. How? I mean, if I could bend spoons, dude, I could easily cheat, and I'd feel great. I'd be like, you know what? I'm a superpower, supernatural human being.
If you could bend the spoon, you could bend reality.
Yeah.
You're bending reality. Bending that spoon.
You know, my philosophy in life is I don't try to bend the spoon. My philosophy is I am the spoon.
Wow.
Right? That's deep, dude.
So what happens though if you could bend the spoon, or you realize that the spoon isn't there? Wouldn't it mean that it's just
I'd
straight
be
up
the-
game over?
Dude, in this age of dude, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a
seriously,
multi-million. No, exactly.
Afterlife of, let's say, reality wasn't real, and it was a simulation, and there was no spoon, and you realize that. Would it be a game over scenario for those types of people that ever experience that?
I think it's the game has just started in that case. If you are one of those people, you're saying? You're like
Yeah,
for those people that realize that
You're
like
finding a different reality of what reality actually is.
right, but if you
So that means-
recognize
that
it
just
and you
means everything
understand
that
it,
you
you
know.
can manipulate it. That's
But that means everything that you know, you don't actually know, because the rules that
Right.
are along with what you know
Right.
aren't real.
right.
So what happens after that?
Right. That's some matrix shit. What happens with that? You become elevated. You know, dude, that is the all power, the all knowing, but well, I would say in order to be able to manipulate it, if you know it and you can manipulate it, like certain things like bending a spoon, like that's just a cool skill. If you know it and you can manipulate everything around you, then you're God.
Yeah, yeah. It's either you're God or there's something else. Though.
Right. Or you got a cool skill.
But you don't know what else it is.
It's like if that's all you could
still
do.
can't fathom what that
Check this
extra
out.
thing is.
If I could be like, if I could just look at a spoon, hold a spoon in front of me, look at it, and with my mind bend the spoon,
Take a little bend out of it.
that's a skill. If I could walk outside right now, December, in the Midwest,
And make it rain, snow.
no,
then
and
fog.
look at the grass and be like, grow a palm tree. And if a palm tree grows up, I mean, then we're in the
Yeah, you could start
what do you
designing-
call that? What was that game?
It's God mode.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Now we're in Minecraft.
Not your Minecraft. Real Minecraft at that point, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're in creative mode. You're in God mode. So yeah, I guess that's one thing that could happen. Like that's a pretty strong, definite thing that could happen if somebody learns that they can actually bend will in that manner. You could activate God mode and then whatever.
Do you think? Well, I think personally that is going to eventually get to a point, and it's not going to be humans in a sense, but it will be like when we get into quantum computing and AI
man.
to super fast, super high speed,
See,
super.
that's the thing. Those things can think about those other things that we can't think about in a much faster rate. So maybe they would become activating the God mode. That's kind of scary
yeah.
because you know, even though if somebody else had that skill, you don't know their entire will. You don't actually know their will, their intent, what their interest is. So if you're existing all around them, then, you know, I think it's just more fearful if like a machine were to take over that, because they would definitely have a different agenda than we do. And
To a point where you can't turn it off. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're so far, so quickly, and so super advanced. Like you can't even shut us off now. We are everything.
that's how like Lucy became. Have you watched that recently? That's back on, I think, Netflix.
Yeah, I
That's a
did see it on
That's
Netflix.
an awesome movie.
I gotta watch that. That's part of that, right? What you
Kind of, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, realization based on
superhuman genetic.
opening up the mind. She took more shrooms than the average person because they concentrated some sort of chemical for it. It wasn't shrooms based though.
Psilocybin. Yep. All right, man. Well, I don't know. I think it's been a good conversation. Again, I really appreciate you just
problem.
hanging out today and chilling, dude. I had a good time.
Sounds good. Me too, dude. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Anything you want to shout out at the end?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. All right. Peace, everybody. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you made it to the end of this podcast. I need more subscribers. All right. So
Give me more subscribers.
hit that button. It's good for. I think YouTube honestly hates me. I think it's. I can't confirm. It's hard to market these sort of things. I don't have a specific topic that I talk about. It's all general, comedy-focused podcast is what I focus on. So it's hard to market it. And yeah, I just sign up, okay? You will see the evolution. Come with me on this journey, all right? Give me a dedicated listen to where you get to know the nuances. You'll hear these little fucking jokes after you listen to me for a few times. Go back into my old podcast. I do, and I crack myself up. I was thinking about deleting them at one point, and I'm like, you know what? This is fucking funny. I'm leaving this shit, and I hope somebody, when it's, what year did you say? 2080?
2080.
2080. What was 2080 again? I forget what
The machines activate.
So it's like singularity. Yeah, when the machines take over in that's when we have robot humanoids kind of helping us out with human tasks like cooking and washing clothes and
Taking
dishes.
grandma to the doctor.
You know what? That's just more time for us to argue about what genders we are. All right, have fun, everybody. See you in 2080.